Hello guys, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. So quickly join in so that we can start our today's discussion. All right. So we have done with our module A in our previous session. I hope सबने session आपका देख लिया होगा, ठीक है? और अगर मिस है तो please do follow that particular one also. Today we will be starting with our module B, right? So module B, where we will be having these particular unit. तो आज का जो unit है वो है HR as a strategic player. First session है CEO and his or her team, communication, HR function and performance management. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले जल्दी से इनको आपका कवर अप करेंगे. Then after that we will be moving toward the module C. जब तक आप लोग बोलेंगे तब तक आपका चलते रहेगा, ठीक है? तो everyone quickly join in and do mention to the comment section. Yes, we have Sunil sir, Gauri ma'am, how are you? Gauri ma'am, after long time, हाँ? All good? चलो, तो first unit आपका which is HR as a strategic player, and if you are any of your friends is preparing for any other elective subject, so actually rural banking is taken by the taken care by the Devishri ma'am. She already started the session for the rural banking, central banking, risk management and IT. I have created mock test, unit wise mock test, okay? So in the form of module, so I have uploaded on the free section, so they can also access if they need any PDF and all. So just do let them know so I can help you out with those particular one, ठीक है? तो जितना जिसका भी मदद हो पाए अभी करने का टाइम है, ठीक है? सो लाइक चलो, तो when it comes to आपका HR as a strategic player, so we have HR as a strategic player and strategic HR, आपका HRM. Yesterday also we talk about this. Strategic HRM is something which is alignment of HR activities with the organizational strategy or organizational mission and vision, right? So let's say if your planning is your organization is planning something new, so whatever the human resource requirement we are aligning accordingly. Then we have need and distinctive HR strategies. We have creating business value through HR strategy, factor analysis. Then we have your connecting strategy to organization. Then we have strategy execution and aligning HR system with आपका decision framework. And PDFs I have already uploaded for the entire subjects. तो पूरे सब्जेक्ट का PDF I have already shared yesterday also. I hope you guys gone through that particular one. So let's quickly summarize the concept part first. Then similar set of practice we will be doing. तो we do have 5-6 days. अच्छे से इनको utilize करते हैं, ठीक है? So when it comes to आपका balance scorecard, ठीक है? So which is balance scorecard for the HR, ठीक है? So the overall progress आपका when it comes to this one, ठीक है? So it include 4 core areas which include आपका learning and growth. So assess how well employees use training and knowledge resources to gain competitive advantages. Balance scorecard about the HRM, ठीक है? How that overall organization or the HR team is doing, right? So basically the learning and growth of the people in the organization. Then we have business process, evaluate operational efficiency and identify issues like bottleneck or waste in production. Then we have customer perspective, measure customer satisfaction and feedback on quality, price and availability. Then we have financial data, analyze sales, income, expenditure and financial metrics using ratios and all to assess the financial performance. तो overall basically, ठीक है? So overall आपका overall balance scorecard for the management itself, ठीक है? So management framework used to evaluate the business by these 4 key areas. This get asked many times, so please ध्यान रखिएगा इसको आपका, ठीक है? The balance scorecard is seen as a strategic management tool rather than a mere measurement tool, as it aligned organizational vision and strategy itself. Additional, basically the areas is related to strategic HR involvement in the business success, key strategies. I have actually summarized your book, though sometime you'll see आपका text highlight and all. Okay, this is, I use the chat GPT and all for the conversion or for the summary itself. Okay? So do not get confused with these particular statement. So aligning HR activities with the business strategy, actively participating corporate planning, minimizing human resources, maximizing human resources potentials, creating growth oriented environment, and establishing system for ongoing improvements and optimal job person fit up. So these are the kind of the goal which we are generally trying to achieve through the your आपका balanced scorecard and using in the organizational आपका strategic using the by the use of strategic HRM. So development strategy, which emphasizes evolving strategic role of HR in organization, which focus on आपका the key areas. Traditional perception of HR was pro employers. ठीक है, तो पहले जो HR आपका एक्टिविटीज़ होती थी वो जनरली आपका प्रो एम्प्लॉयर्स आपके होती थी. प्रो एम्प्लॉयर्स मीन्स लाइक इतना ज़्यादा लाइक HR activities was related with only these administrative task and job. बट लेटर धीरे धीरे आपका इसको हमने स्ट्रेटेजिक HRM लाइक अर्लियर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑल्सो दे यूज टू मशीन सेंट्रिक. जैसे हमने ओवरऑल मैनेजमेंट जब आपका स्टडी किया था ABFM के अंदर, ठीक है, तो इनिशियली ड्यूरिंग द इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन और इवन ड्यूरिंग दिस साइन आपका क्लासिकल थ्योरीज ऑफ मैनेजमेंट ऑल्सो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वॉज मोर टूवर्ड टू दी आपका मशीन सेंट्रिक, राइट. तो धीरे धीरे आपका इन्वॉल्वमेंट हुआ ह्यूमन्स का एंड इन मॉडर्न मैनेजमेंट ह्यूमन आर दी मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. तो वैसे ही HR फंक्शंस भी आपका डेवलप होना स्टार्ट हुए. तो HR ऑफन सीन अ सपोर्ट and back office function, primarily focus on recruitment and administrative tasks. The perception limit HR strategic contribution to core business activities. Outsourcing routine HR tasks has enforced the idea that HR lack strategic importances, right? Then need for strategic alignment. Nowadays, like strategic HRM, it is called basically. ठीक है, तो जहाँ पे we have HR activities which are properly aligned with the business strategies and all. So for HR strategy to be effective, it must align closely with the organization core strategic goal. Influential leaders like Jack Welch have shown how HR can be central to an organization success through the quality training and leadership development. Modern companies, they rely heavily on human resources, like theories like आपका system approach of management or contingency and others, essential for HR function to a strategic business partner also. So which redefine the HR role, so which include आपका the resourcing expert, goes beyond the routine hiring by ensuring candidate have the right mix of education value and social skill to add long-term value in the organization. The developer act as mentor, coach, catalyst for employees growth, believing in individual potential and helping them to realize it. Behavioral specialist understand internal dynamics, predict potential conflict and ensure a healthy organization culture, acting as a mind readers and communication experts. Value creators, which help unlock the long-term potentials of individuals, ensuring their contribution lead to tangible value creation in various or in the different domains itself, right? So basically when it comes to like this way we started, like जैसे आपका we have done with the there is a evolution of overall management in the organization. Side by side we have seen the evolution of HR activities also. So earlier it was like we used to have very less importance to the HR department, but nowadays when within the organization, when organization become human centric, so the role and importance of HR department also got increased, right? So strategic HRM is something which is आपका कि like we are aligning the HR activities with the organization's strategies and all, right? So this is as simple as that. Let's say your bank is moving toward to a new technology side or anything else आपका, so we'll be requiring some human resources who is going to handle those particular things. It can be internal or the existing one, so we have to develop the skill set in the existing one, or else we have, like, if it is competency based work, so we have to recruit from the outside also, and it depend on the time frame and others as well, right? तो कहीं ना कहीं जैसी रिक्वायरमेंट्स है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की, और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिस डायरेक्शन में ग्रो करना चाह रहा है उसी डायरेक्शन में विल बी रिक्वायरिंग ह्यूमन बींग्स ऑल्सो, राइट? तो फॉर दैट वन, that the simple meaning of strategic HRM is basically aligning HR activities with the organizational goals or mission and vision. So strategic HRM, which is there is a split linkage between HR policy practices and the overall organizational environment. It focuses on an organization human resources as a primary source of the organization competitive advantages. तो basically that human centric theory आपका कि human are the most important assets of the organization, and the retention and the recruitment of right person at right place is very important. The next one is activities of strategic HRM emphasis the HR program, policies and practices as the mean through the which organization people can be deployed to gain competitive advantages. The pattern and plan of strategic HRM envisages a congruence between HR strategy and organizations business strategy. People, practices and plan patterns are all powerful and directed toward the achievement of organizational goal and all. So this is something ki, like, देखो आपका strategic goal of the organization are usually long term goal and alignment of HR activities toward those one. अब देखो यहाँ पे like I hope many people having some sort of doubt कि हम मतलब कॉन्सेप्ट पे इतना फोकस क्यों करें. देखो कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत ज़रूरी है फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. दूसरा कि लाइक जो कोर एरियाज है ना, सो आई जस्ट वांट कि हम रेगुलर बेसिस पे थोड़ा थोड़ा कंट्रीब्यूट करते जाएंगे तो विल बी हैविंग अ कंप्लीट कवरेज ऑल्सो. सो वो कॉन्फिडेंस आपको देगा एंड यू विल बी एबल टू स्कोर हाई. mock test you have practice through those particular one, they'll help you to improvise your overall score also, right? चलो अब आगे बढ़ते हैं, ठीक है. हाँ, I'll take your question sir. Akash sir, just allow me 1 minute, ठीक है. So HR as a new role, so it is आपका the core people which is related to selection, आपका career development, motivation, compensation and others. Then we have organizational value added role, the second one, so which is related to HR technology services, creating a learning work environment, organizational development and consulting. The third one is business transformation role, okay, so which include create flexible work culture, align HR initiative to business strategies, which is आपका that is generally known as your strategic HRM team. Implement organizational change and transition with each is asset return on investment on the human capital. So the overall activities of the HRM which can be, or the new role or the overall role of the organization can be further categorized under this. अब ये ना पूछा जाता है बहुत बार, यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल अराउंड दिस वन ना, ठीक है, कि वो आपको ऐसा क्वेश्चन दे सकते हैं कि विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कम्स अंडर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल वैल्यू एडेड रोल ऑफ HR, और आपका बिजनेस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन और कोर, और जिस तरीके से अभी क्वेश्चन बना रहे हैं दे कैन गिव यू अ ग्राफ लाइक दिस एंड दे कैन आस्क यू टू मैच दैट पर्टिकुलर वन करेक्टली. तो प्लीज़ थोड़ा सा इस पर आपका एक बार रिविजन जरूर कीजिएगा, सो दैट विल हेल्प यू आउट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन. So strategy implementation outline how HR managers can evaluate the return on investment. Return on investment is something like, let's say if you are paying 1 lakh rupees to a person or any person who is working with the organization, so what is the value contribution from that particular person to the organization? So that is generally done by the HR. So in HR initiative by identifying performance drivers and deliverables, so which include आपका identify all potential cost like fixed that do not vary and variable आपका which vary with the activities, and some cost आपका total resources already invested in that particular person or the team itself. Identify likely benefits. Each cost must be linked to revenue generating outcome. Investment in human assets should translate into high productivity from high performance employees. Better performance employees should offset the cost and underperforming of others. Take, let's say if one is contributing for 1 lakh, he's contributing 1,20,000, another is contributing let's say for 1,80,000, that means there is a compensation itself. Calculate the ROI of the program. So ROI can be measured in cash value or आपका time to the break evens. So we can use NPV, आपका opportunity cost and others. ठीक है, as I gave you an example कि A is contributing for 80,000, we are paying 1 lakh, and B is that compa ratio also. We can use that kind of tools to evaluate all these kind of things. ठीक है, तो this is not only about the core activities, it is also aligned with the overall like how we are doing business in the market, and what outcomes we are having from these particular one. Sorry, we'll come to the next slide. Just first this creating a business value through the HR strategy. So where we have define the human capital value, understand the business strategy, define HR strategy, align HR product and services. Then we have to segment HR customers, investments, and आपका design the services, deliver the value, ensure right HR services, deliver the right model, establish right HR capabilities, improve HR operational excellence continuity, build HR brand, and measure impact of HR product and services, right? So like whatever, like however we are doing the overall recruitment or any other activity related to HR, so for that one we have to build a kind of a model that is called your आपका Deloitte HR framework model. So that is something कि how you have to design for your organization. These are the 3 core steps, and these are the various steps or sub steps which are generally part of the strategy itself, right? Next one, okay. Akash, just a minute, huh? Once I'll come to the question part, I'll definitely come back to your question. A 5-point agenda for HR professionals, so which outline how HR can effectively contribute to strategy execution by aligning closely with the business and corporate goals. So these are the 5 points आपका. Again, ऐसे questions बहुत ज़्यादा आपको टेस्ट होंगे. Understand the business environment and strategic issues. So HR must deeply understand the internal and external challenges facing by the company, anticipate issues that concern top management, and build credibility by offering proactive solutions. Then another one is engage in operational detail. HR should involve itself in day-to-day workings of the businesses so they can have better experiences, ideas, and accordingly they can include these things in their day-to-day recruitments or whenever they go for any sort of recruitment selections. Understanding operational concern help HR contribute meaningfully to training and development and performances. Bridge HR and IR industrial relations. HR must take integrated view to people across all level. As technology and skills level rise, the gap between white and blue collars role narrow. Blue collar is basically those who work. This is something आपका level class job and all. White collar से आपका usually official and all. So necessitating the unified approach to the managing people and all. Next one, act as a knowledge worker and facilitator. HR must promote knowledge sharings and documentation within the organization. They should support systems that facilitate knowledge flow, performance appraisal, and internal learnings also. The next one is आपका shift from support role to value creators. So HR need to be seen as a core contributor to the company performance. They must focus on creating measurable value, not just supporting the other functions as well, right? So this is these are generally the 5 pointers which is related to this one. So we have a defined summary also. This is just for your day before examination. All these areas are generally part of this one. Let's start with the question first. The first question on your screen. Akash sir, I'm coming to your question. Attendance में short sign कर दिया था. हाँ, that won't affect. That sheet won't affect आपका. ठीक है आकाश सर, ये जो आपका जो अटेंडेंस शीट है ना, दे यूजुअली लाइक उसका जो पर्पज होता है कि वो अगर कुछ ऐसे डिस्प्यूट्स या अदर्स हैं उनके लिए उसको इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. एंड दे लाइक मतलब उसका आपके ओवरऑल एरियाज पे इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा. ठीक है, आपका ABM का स्कोर कार्ड आ गया होगा. ठीक है, आई होप यू हैव योर ABM स्कोर कार्ड ना. ABM का स्कोर कार्ड आपके पास आ गया होगा. दैट जैसा आता है ना 3-4 दिन के बाद जो प्रोविजनल स्कोर कार्ड है, इफ दे हैव रिलीज दैट वन देयर वोंट बी एनी इशू आपका. ठीक है आकाश सर. तो first question on your screen, guys. So, which of the following statement correctly describe the balanced scorecard approach and its uses in strategic HRM? So, the balanced scorecard focus exclusively on आपका financial performance indicators. No, ठीक है. It is आपका financial and non-financial both. The first one आपका balanced scorecard which generally take care about the score आपका your financial and non-financial metrics. Second one, learning and growth perspective analyze training, knowledge, and how employee turn learning into competitive advantages. Yes. Balance scorecard help aligning HR policies with long-term strategic goal through strategy mapping. Customer perspective in scorecard evaluate recruitment process. No. Customer perspective is about the product satisfaction and all, not this आपका. It is not evaluate the recruitment process and all. The balance card scorecard isolate four critical business areas, offering a holistic view of the organizational performance. It should be true. Like basically, it is learning, process, customer, and आपका finance. These were the four one. I guess it should be mentioned. So 2 3 5 means option A should be right answer for this one. Yes. So it is आपका balance scorecard integrate financial and non-financial aspect both. Customer perspective is about satisfaction with product and services, not with आपका recruitments, and it evaluate learning, process, customer, and finance. These are the four strategic pillar to the आपका your balance scorecard and all, right? So next one, guys, quickly. हाँ बिल्कुल कोई दिक्कत नहीं आकाश सर, फिर कोई दिक्कत नहीं है आपका, ठीक है. सो एंड यू हैव स्कोर वेरी वेल, वेरी गुड. सो 56, 59, 64 and 66. Well done, sir. So you just have to pass this particular examination. केस स्टडीज अभिषेक सर यहाँ पे ना मतलब जैसे मोटिवेशन या जो थ्योरेटिकल एस्पेक्ट है ना, दे कैन बी आस्क इन द फॉर्म ऑफ केस स्टडी, बट द कोर इज आपका कॉन्सेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग. तो एक बार अगर आप थोड़ा सा कॉन्सेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेके चलते हैं ना, दैट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट. वो ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होगा रादर देन दिस आपका, ठीक है. सो दैट विल बी माई सजेशन कि जैसे आई हैव अपलोडेड द PDF yesterday itself, ठीक है. तो प्लीज़ एक बार जब भी आपको टाइम मिले मॉड्यूल करके टारगेट लेके चलें, ठीक है. सो एक्चुअली आई यूज टू अपलोड दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग मॉड्यूल वाइज, बट कुछ लोग होते हैं जो काफ़ी ज़्यादा सिंसियर होते हैं, जो आगे भी पढ़ना चाहते हैं, तो दैट्स वाई आई अपलोडेड आपका वंस इन अ गो. तो एक बार ना लाइक लेट्स हैव अ टारगेट कि 5 मॉड्यूल है ABCDE. तो हर दिन आप एक मॉड्यूल के कॉन्सेप्ट और उसके प्रैक्टिस एरियाज में, और अगर आपको थोड़ा बहुत टाइम अलाउ करते हैं तो मॉक टेस्ट, जो मॉड्यूल वाइज मॉक टेस्ट मैंने आप किए हैं उनको लगाइए. दैट विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू. आप मल्टीपल टाइम में लगा सकते हैं उनको, जैसे एक बार में 70-80 क्वेश्चन या 100 क्वेश्चन नहीं लगा रहे. 25 क्वेश्चन का टारगेट लेके चलो, फिर दूसरी बार में 26 से स्टार्ट कीजिए. इस तरीके से अगर आप करेंगे दैट विल बी हेल्पफुल आपका, ठीक है. चलो, सो नेक्स्ट वन आपका द कोर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजिक HRM. So first one is आपका strategic HRM focus on aligning HR strategies with business strategies to create vertical and horizontal integrations. HRM strategic HRM primarily aim to outsource HR activities to increase efficiency. No, primarily not outsource आपका, ये हम internal उस पर ज़्यादा आपका reliance करना चाहेंगे. Strategic HRM emphasizes employee capabilities as a primary source for competitive advantages. 100% yes. Strategic HRM require HR to work in isolation. No, as an open system, not in isolation. Strategic HRM enhance innovation and responsiveness to the environmental shift or any sort of change. Yes. 135 means option D should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है. आंसर क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं आप लोग? बहुत आसान से क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है. सो दिस इज आपका अबाउट द स्ट्रेटेजिक HRM, राइट. नेक्स्ट वन व्हाई यू गाइस आर नॉट आंसरिंग? In the BFM exam, when I saw my scorecard is excellent, I said yes in a lower tone. nobody raise any objection or issues. Can no अरे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है यार. नो इफ़ यू हैव गॉट दीज आपका प्रोविज़न ना ये वहीं पे रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाता है. ठीक है ठीक है ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. एंड दैट इज़ एवरी वन नो कि इस बार के जो पेपर बन रहे हैं ठीक है अगर ऐसा होगा तो इस पर हम प्रोटेस्ट कर लेंगे. आकाश सर टेंशन मत लीजिए आप. इतना टफ पेपर बनाने के बाद अगर ऐसा होगा फिर गड़बड़ है. इतना सेलिब्रेशन तो बनता है लोअर साउंड में. ठीक है चलो. So which of the following are accurate regarding the strategy implementation in HR and the calculation it is आपका calculation of return on investment ROI, right? So ROI on HR initiative must always be calculated only in percentage term, not in cash term. It can be cash in percentage any. Identify performance driver and enablers to help HR managers prioritize HR interventions और strategy map आपका. Fixed cost in HR refer to those expenses that vary, that is variable cost आपका. The success of HR program can evaluated using break-even analysis, NPV, peer benchmarking. Yes. ROI of high cost employees should weighted against the आपका low performing. Yes. तो 245 means option A will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है. Very good evening Ishan sir. Very good evening to everyone guys. चलो next one. Which of the following statement are valid regarding HR strategies in banking sector aimed generational shift आपका. So aimed at generational shift. And I have done one session yesterday. Module A I have covered there. So regular basis पे थोड़ा सा इनको follow कीजिएगा guys. However you are comfortable, live or recorded. अगर आप अपनी speed में देखना चाहते हैं. दूसरा option है PDF is already there on app for the entire subject and mock is already there. If you are comfortable with PDF by your own itself, that is also fine. But अभी last few days के अंदर आपका बिल्कुल भी मतलब लो नहीं होना है. दैट इज़ द ओनली रिक्वेस्ट आई कैन डू फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू गाइस. Alright guys, so what will be your correct answer in this? Yes 100% आंसर. you have great chance है आपका. ठीक है अब आप 60 and you just have to score 45 plus and that is very easy. हाँ and believe me now अब जैसे BRBL को they have made at moderate level तो अभी they'll try to trap people but not that much. ठीक है उनको पता है अभी इससे ज़्यादा नहीं करेंगे. बट स्टिल लाइक कॉन्सेप्ट पार्ट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो एक कॉन्सेप्ट का क्विक रिविजन प्लस आपका प्रैक्टिस विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू. So first, which of the following statement valid regarding HR strategies in banking? So baby boomers will likely to dominate future banking workforce planning. ठीक है so that is आपका it is not baby आपका this no baby boomers will be likely to face this one. The baby boomers generation is the existing one, right? अभी आप अगला जो it is generation wise आपका I guess baby boomers is the existing one. The next one is आपका जो Gen Zs हैं ठीक है they are the part. Taxify ठीक है Taxify employees must be replaced in role aligned with their capabilities to unlock business potential. Yes. Failure to utilize new generation talent in banking lead to loss of competitive advantages. Yes. Square peg in round hole is recommended as HR model for maximizing the workflows. No. Job role replacement was the right one for this one. This is the older system. We do not recommend these kind of activities. Bank must adopt a business HR model to match speed and execution of today's customer. Yes. Do we have 235 here? 235. Yes. Option B should be right answer. Correct. So state baby boomers are existing one not dominating the future workflows. The tech CY will be leading this particular one. And misalignment in job placement is counterproductive. That is the core areas related to this particular one. Correct? है? Yes, हाँ, baby boomers are like basically those who are with the system आपका, ठीक है, या उसके बाद and the text, this is आपका the next generation who is leading these particular areas and all, right? चलो, next one, CEO and his or her team. So this is all about CEO, the role and responsibilities of CEO, talent management, CEO and talent management, executive and line manager, succession planning, job family and human resource audits. Okay, these are the part of your unit number 7. So when it comes to role and responsibilities of CEO, which include areas like, तो क्या क्या major responsibilities आपका which are generally done by the CEO in an organization, to lead in conjunction with the board development of company's strategy at a board level, or basically the strategic planning and all for the long term, to lead and oversee the implementation of company's long-term and short-term plan in accordance with the strategy, to enhance the company's appropriately organized and staffed and have authority to hire and terminate staff as necessary to enable it to achieve the approved strategies, to enhance that expenditure of the company are within the authorized annual budget of the company, to assess the principal risk of the company and to ensure that these risks are being monitored periodically and managed timely and effectively, to enhance effective internal control and management information system in place, to ensure that company has appropriate system to enable it to conduct activities both lawfully and ethically, to ensure that company maintain high standard to corporate citizenship and social responsibility, to act as liaison between management and the board itself, to communicate effectively with shareholders, employees, government authorities and other stakeholders and the public itself. The next one is to keep abreast of all material undertakings and activities of the company and all material external factors affecting the company, and to ensure that process and system are in place to ensure that the CEO and management of the company are adequately informed, to ensure that directors are properly informed and sufficient information is provided to board to enable director to take the appropriate decisions, to ensure the integrity of all public disclosure by the company, to develop board agendas in consultation with the chairman, to request that special meetings of the board to be called when appropriate in consultation with the chairman to determine the date, time, location of the annual meetings of the shareholders and develop the agenda meetings and all, right? Yes, हाँ, सुनील सर ने लिखा है बेबी बूम्स आपका 1947 to 1964, जनरेशन एक्स आपका 65 to 81, Y is 82 to 2002 and Gen Z is आपका Z is आपका 1997 to 2012. तो basically आपका Gen Z's and Gen Y mostly working with the banking system right now. Thank you so much Sunil sir. चलो, तो this is the one. Now when it comes to so executive, the next one is आपका the core role and responsibilities of CEO that get asked many time. जैसे हमने आपका ABM में COO के बारे में बात किया या CRO के बारे में बात किया in the risk management BFM. Similarly here also, executive and line managers, the section explain formation and development of executive team and the role of line management in an organization. So executive team development stage, they are executive team create to achieve specific strategic objective within a set time frame. In the early stage, team have low cohesion and effectiveness due to uncertainty about the role and team dynamics. This phase is marked as learning and adaptations, where members contribute personal insight and experiences as they collaborate and experience early success. Team cohesion and effectiveness grow, creating a positive feedback loop. Once the team achieve its first strategic success, it become highly cohesive and effective and share team memories. Mature teams adopt quickly to external changes and perform like experienced adult due to their shared knowledge and role and clarity. ठीक है, as we have discussed the different type of group formation and all, so similarly आपका executive line and line managers, how we generally develop these particular areas also, right? Yes. When it comes to winning teams, so a successful winning team, they are credible leaders. They require credible leaders, clear role and directions, shared purpose and value, trust among peer and strong stakeholders relationship. They continuously review performance and adopt to evolving the external conditions also. Line management. So structure and role. Line management is a hierarchical system with authority flow from the executive level to frontline supervisors. Employees typically report to a single supervisor and management has direct control on them. Though traditionally functional based, or line managers now also handle cross-functional tasks, that is the matrix organization which we have discussed yesterday also. The lowest level in the structure is supervisory management and all. So they generally comes under this one. Succession planning. Succession planning is kind of आपका a replacement of good leaders or replacement of leaders. ठीक है. So it is something, it is about कि like there are number of studies आपका which generally says कि usually the third generation they do not follow the same business. ठीक है. Let's say आपका there is a person called A, they have started some business आपका which is successful. B आपका जो इनके बच्चे हैं they are following the same, but जो B के बच्चे हैं आपका C, द किड ऑफ बी आपका सी और डी आगे की जो जनरेशन आपकी हैं, दे आर नॉट फॉलोइंग द सेम इंटरेस्ट, दे आर एंटरिंग इन टू सम अदर बिजनेसेस एंड ऑल. तो दिस इज द वन रिक्वायरमेंट. अनदर वन इज लाइक let's say you have some let's say we have some HR head or marketing head and all, so after some time they'll also get promoted for some other post, so who is going to replace them? So that is comes under the succession planning, right? So we have to create the future leaders who are going to lead that particular organization or the team itself. So that entire things which generally comes under this one. So succession planning is crucial aspect of long-term business sustainability, ensuring leadership continue when current leaders retire, resign or pass away. Most large businesses begin as a family-run enterprise. However, few effectively plan for the leadership transition. This is from your book only, datas. Only 1% of family business in North America reach to third generation of the family leadership. मतलब ये तीसरी generation में सिर्फ 1% आ रही हैं. Rest आपका 99% they are changing their interest or they are working in some other areas. 30% have not identified as successor, and only 63% do not do so when they owners turn आपका 65. 58% of small businesses owners consider inadequate succession planning their biggest threat also. So in India, although many family business face similar issues, second generation leaders tend to be more professionally educated and bring fresh perspective, like Aditya Vela group का यहाँ पे जो example है. तो this is a kind of a problem and the solution is आपका succession planning. So why succession planning is matter? Around 80% of major businesses globally are family owned. Sudden absence of owners due to death, disability or retirement can cause disruption. A solid succession plan ensures stability, continuity and long-term success. So succession planning is a systematic process to identify, developing and retaining capable individual to fill key leadership role. It focuses on grooming internal talent as a future leaders, align with current and future business goal, vital part of the overall HR strategy. कि आपका कल के डेट में who is going to lead that entire team or entire business. So we are preparing future leaders. Accordingly, we have to develop our internal areas and all. So succession planning process is an end-to-end exercise and encompass 5 core steps which are generally part of this particular. अब जहाँ पे भी आपको ऐसे 5 steps या कोई specific theory and others whenever you'll see that become आपका important for the examination. ठीक है. So first one is आपका it can be in the form of आपका case और किसी और sort में भी वो आपको बना करके दे सकते हैं. Identify key areas and position where we like जैसे let's say we have a marketing manager and we are planning to give promotion to that particular person, so we need someone who is going to replace that particular person. So that is the one scope आपका. Area and position are those that are critical to the organization, operational activities and strategic objective. So identify which position, if left vacant, would make it very difficult to achieve current and future businesses, or else like let's say we have some resiliency, like let's say जैसे news channel के businesses होते हैं ना, one person is face of that particular news channel, right? तो अगर ये छोड़ेगा तो who will handle the entire. अब ऐसा तो है नहीं कि if this person will आपका change the job or switch to some other organization, or if this person will pass away तो हमारा business बंद होगा. No, ठीक है. We generally follow the going concern of concept, going concern concept of accountancy कि हमारा business सालों साल चलेगा. तो we have to develop the replacement. If he'll go तो आपका अगर ये जाएगा तो ये आएंगे, right? Identify with position if left vacant would be आपका detrimental to health, safety और security of the organization. ठीक है, जैसे हमारा example है. Identify capabilities of key areas and position to establish selection criteria, focus employee development efforts and set performance expectations. You need to determine the capabilities required for the that specific or designated position itself. So identify the relevant knowledge, skills, abilities and competencies to achieve the business goal. Key leadership competencies profile. Inform employee about key areas and position and require capabilities also. Then the next one, third one is third in this particular series. Identify interested employees and assess them against the capabilities. So now like let's say we have rolled out कि we are looking for these kind of people. So now those who are interested in those particular positions, so we have to evaluate their skill set कि जो हमारी requirement है उनसे ये मिलते हैं या नहीं. So discuss career plan and आपका interest with the employees. Identify key areas and positions that are vulnerable and candidate who are ready to advance or whose skills and competencies could be developed within the required time frame. Ensure that sufficient number of bilingual candidate and members of designated group are feeder group of for the key and position also. ठीक है. So like if you'll have multiple alternate, that only you will be able to evaluate. अब आपके पास option ही नहीं होंगे what you will evaluate, right? So we'll be requiring कि हाँ there are many candidates who are interested for that particular one, then we'll go for the best one. Develop and implement the succession and knowledge transfer plan, so which define the learning, training and development experiences that your organization require. Link employee learning plan to the knowledge, skills, abilities required for the current and future role. Discuss with the employee how they can pass on their corporate knowledge and all. Evaluate effectiveness. Succession plans for all key areas and position are developed. Key position are filled quickly. New employees in key position perform effectively, and member of designated group are adequately represent in feeder group for a key area and the position itself. So these are some steps which are generally involved in the आपका succession planning, right? Next one. So managerial succession planning, which include areas. So managerial succession planning has may vary. Most successful programs include top management involvement in commitment, high level review of succession plan, formal performance and potential assessment, and written development plan for the individuals. It include areas like analysis of demand for manager and professionals, audit of existing executives, future likely supply from the internal sources, कि like they are job fit or the role fit or not. Individual career path planning also, आपका career counseling. Then we have accelerated promotions. Then we have periodical evaluation of performance. Then we have performance related training and development, strategic recruitment for filling in gap at a top position and all. So that generally comes under this particular one, right? I hope this is clear. If you guys having any doubt, कहीं पे छोटा सा भी कुछ आपका doubt है, please बताइएगा. Audit is something आपका like as we did financial audit in our ABM, or similarly here also audit is basically with the audit the motive is to check the effectiveness of HR system of the organization. HR audit tool for evaluating the personal activities in the organization, कि how that entire HR department is doing, तो इनकी जो policies हैं और whatever plan we have for this particular one, how effectively they are following these one. So the audit made of 4 main steps आपका, which include define desired HR practices for the organization, assess current practices against the creation that has been established, analyze the result and establish improvement goal and take action, कि कहाँ कहाँ पे हमारे गड़बड़ चला है और कहाँ पे अच्छे चल रहे हैं, and if we having some areas आपका variances, how to fix those particular one. So HR audit can serve as the following purposes: to clarify desired practices of HR work and role within the organization, to evaluate the current effectiveness of the team and establish baseline for the future improvements, to standardize practices across multiple sites within the division or company, to assess current knowledge and skill required for HR practitioners, to improve performance level for key customers within the organization itself, right? So that is generally part of this particular one, right? Example of improve HR measures using the audit processes: development and sharing total compensation philosophy, compensation philosophy, reduction in the time taken for filling open position, control over employee turnover rate, percentage of current employees trained, a reduction in response time of administrative request, prompt action of employee engagement survey result, succession and replacement planning, and HR contribution to the business. So based on these particular tools or based on these particular pointers, what we can do, we can evaluate the performances of our HR team. So that is something which is about the your like based on these particular parameters, kind of parameters, we can do some sort of analysis of our HR teams, right? So here again one short summary for this one. Let's start with the practice. First question on your screen, guys. The first one is आपका a CEO functions solely as a planner and controller as described in early 20th century theorists. No, it is not only about the दिस इज आपका ड्यूरिंग द इंडस्ट्रियल एंड क्लासिकल, ठीक है. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू आपका इन टुडेज एरियाज, दिस इज नॉट अबाउट द प्लानर एंड ओके. 20 अर्ली 20th century, okay, अर्ली 20th century it is not there. Nowadays it is आपका, ठीक है. प्लानिंग एंड कंट्रोलिंग बोथ आपका, it is आपका in the modern management and all. But earlier it was not around these particular thing. Mostly it is around the planning and all. So it should be wrong. CEO are expected to fulfill multiple role including figurehead. Basically the figurehead is something ki who represent the organization with externals. Negotiators, when organization is entering into some or dealing with some contract and all, so they are negotiator. Liaison, passing on the information between management and peer. And resource allocator, yes. The CEO role has expanded to include dual responsibilities when combined with the title of managing director, yes. CEO only interact with internal and external both. In organization without a board of directors, the CEO alone determine the strategic direction and operational control. Organization without board of directors, CEO it can be, ठीक है. तो 235 means not A. D आपका should no. What was the आपका 235 2 okay. So option C, sorry. Options are correct. Option C is the right one. 235. So option C is the correct answer for this particular one. Classical view, planning, organizing is outdated and doesn't capture the full complexity of CEO's function today. So today, CEO, they are generally involved in all the aspects. CEO must maintain strong external relation with the आपका suppliers as a negotiator or liaison between organization and the another one, right? Next one. Abhishek sir, I have uploaded on app. हाँ, just do ping me on app. App में आपको मिल जाएगा. If you are not getting, just do ping me on app. There is one chat option. I'll share with you personally, ठीक है. वैसे मैंने ऐप में कल ही अपलोड कर दिया था. कल ही मैंने आपका ये yesterday only I have uploaded this particular one on app. If you want get, please do ping me on app. I'll help you out with this after session. So the next one is succession planning process is accurate, identifying bilingual candidate as a part of assessing potential employees for key role. Correct है, ठीक है. The second one is succession planning independent of broader human resource planning process. No, it is आपका interlinked with that one. From the existing resources only we are selecting the people. Evaluating new employees effectiveness is a key role, is not formal part of the succession planning. Evaluating new employees effectiveness in key role is not a formal part. Evaluating key, हाँ, it can be, this is true आपका, ठीक है, because existing they are doing something else and this is something आपका which can be informal, right? So the first step involve training employees. No, it is आपका select the right person or right fit. A robust succession plan ensure key position are filled swiftly and effectively. So 135, do we have 135? No, we do not have 135. So आपका evaluating new employee effectiveness, evaluating evaluating new employee effectiveness is key role in, is not a formal part of this. Okay, then it should be आपका wrong. It should be a formal part. I guess I'm going wrong. 1 and 5 should be right answer for this. Yes, C आपका Sunil sir is also saying C. Okay, yes, it is also incorrect. Performance evaluation is defined the final steps in the succession planning itself. So that is the one, and option C is the right answer for this particular one. Next one. Okay, no problem sir. Just do ping me there. I'll help you out with this. Which of the following statement about the objective and benefit of human resource audit are correct? जस्ट कंज्यूम लाइक मॉड्यूल वाइज मॉड्यूल, ठीक है, 1 मॉड्यूल इन अ डे, बट वो मिस नहीं करना है. So, objective and benefit of human resource audit in is are correct. So, HR audit clarify the duties of finance. HR audit आपका no, this is completely wrong. Second one is one of the benefit of HR audit is reducing HR cost by enhancing efficiency, personal procedures. HR audit encourage professionalism among HR staff, improve their role clarity. Yes, 100% true. The next one is a key objective of HR audit is to evaluate employee performance score. No, that is not. It is about how we are assessing the employee performance. It is not about actually evaluating the performance. Okay? How HR is evaluating and what policies we have formed and others. It is about that, not about the evaluating the or the real evaluation of employees or आपका any personnel in the organization. HR audit improve the image of HR department by demonstrating its contribution and legal compliances. This is true. So 235 means option C will be right answer for this particular one. So HR audit focus on HR practices, and while HR audit evaluate HR practices, it does not focus on individual performance scores and others, right? Next one, okay, communication. Communication is very very important topic under this one. So when it comes to communication, it is, what is communication? It is an exchange of ideas between two, at least two basically. We have like one is sender, another one is a receiver, right? So अब यहाँ पे ना the process, ठीक है. So sender, when it comes to, so we have encoding, then we have we create a message, then we have decoding, then we have receiver, right? So this is the entire process, and this loop generally end with आपका feedback. Sometime we have some noise also. Noise means आपका some sort of disturbance आपका within this particular communication. तो यहाँ पे communication is very important one. You can expect 2-3 question around this one. Process, type of communication also, again very important one. Barriers, this noise is called barriers to communication. Steps for effective communication, HR and communication. Basically communication is a primary tool to connect with the people and all, right? So that's why it is bit important. तो थोड़ा सा fundamentally ध्यान रखिएगा. Like you cannot say कि हाँ exact आपको चीज़ें रहेंगी. हाँ, if you go through the Macmillan things, obviously you'll see the exact line in your book or things around that particular one. So the basis of the number of experiment, Levitt form the conclusion. So one-way communication is faster than two-way communication. One-way is like autocratic, where let's say manager is delivering orders to the subordinates. Two-way communication, which is feedback driven also, more accurate than the आपका one-way communication. Receiver are more sure of themselves and make a more correct judgment of how right or wrong they are in the two-way system with the feedback system, because in one way we do not have that feedback thing. Sender feels psychologically under attack in two-way system because his receivers pick up the mistakes and oversights and point them out. ठीक है, तो one two-way के अंदर क्या हो रहा है, like sender have sent something and receiver have received something. ठीक है, तो it is the completion will be based on the feedback. तो जब तक feedback नहीं आएगा तब तक ये complete नहीं होगा. one way में क्या हो रहा था, इसने बोल दिया खत्म, ठीक है, there is no feedback. But in two-way receiver also have right to speak. तो वो चीज़ कहीं ना कहीं कि we have sent X and this person have received it as X, that is successful. But we have sent, or sender have sent X and this receiver have received it as Z, so that means there is some barrier in the communication or the communication level is poor. That can be sorted through the two-way communication only, because in one way we are not asking what you have understood and all, right? So the two-way method is relatively noisier, क्योंकि यहाँ पे अगर होगा तो noise create होगा, look more disorderly. Also, the one-way method, on the other hand, appear neat and efficient in outside observer and all. ठीक है, मतलब नॉर्मल वे के अंदर इफ यू सी इन वन वे कम्युनिकेशन दे हैव सेंड कि लाइक एक मेल भेज दिया है, देन वी हैव कम्युनिकेटेड थिंग्स आपका फ्रॉम आवर साइड. ठीक है, वी डू नॉट केयर अबाउट हाउ द रिसीवर इज टेकिंग अबाउट दैट वन. बट टू वे के अंदर द फीडबैक लूप और द what we have encoded and what receiver and how receiver have decoded that particular one, that matter a lot, and that we get to know with the feedback system, you know. So basically when it comes to Shannon and a waiver model of communication, this is the entire process. The process is sender, we have a basically we need two person for the communication. One is it can be in any form, oral, आपका written और आपका the other ways also. ठीक है, and the another party is receiver. ठीक है, but we need two persons आपका, it can be digital or anything else. ठीक है, so information sender, they encoded that particular one. Encoding is basically we are converting our thought or information into a understandable way. ठीक है, हम मतलब जो हमारे information है, like let's say this person call A who want to express his feeling to B. ठीक है, अब तो उसकी जो फीलिंग है उनको एक कन्वर्टेबल आपका वे में लेके आना इज आपका एनकोडिंग. देन वी आर यूजिंग अ चैनल. चैनल कैन बी आपका, इट कैन बी अ टेक्स्ट मैसेज और इट कैन बी अ लेटर और ईमेल और अदर्स. देन रिसीवर विल डीकोड दैट पर्टिकुलर वन एंड रिसीव. अब यहाँ पे क्या होता है ना, समटाइम व्हाट हैपन, द साइकोलॉजिकल स्टेज ऑफ द सेंडर एंड रिसीवर दैट मैटर. ठीक है, दूसरा लाइक द चैनल, लेट्स से वी आर डूइंग थिंग्स ऑनलाइन, जैसे मेरा और आपका इंटरेक्शन अभी हो रहा है, सो दैट इज़ ऑनलाइन. मे बी देर इज सम इंटरनेट लैग और समथिंग सॉफ्टवेयर ग्लिचेज एंड ऑल that can create a noise in our communication, the communication between me and you, right? It's a digital communication, so यहाँ पे इस तरीके से हो सकते हैं. तो I have sent it something to you and what you have received that particular one, so that is the one and that thing will be completed with the feedback loop. ठीक है, let's say मैंने आपको बोला कि this is आपका star. ठीक है, तो ये मैंने आपको एक स्टार भेजा, आप you have taken it as a star in the same feeling, or else you have something, you have taken it as a something else. So if you have taken something else as I have decoded it, so it is आपका failure of the communication. So this is the entire process. Please do remember this process आपका. ठीक है, so and the noise is basically the barriers. ठीक है, तो we'll be coming up to the barriers also, how it generally work. So उससे पहले कुछ important areas हैं, just I want to cover those one. Fuel, Henry Fuel in their administrative management, organization communication. So Henry Fuel explained theory by using four steps of principle. These are how an organization should be structured, that is hierarchy, how managers should handle their power, how employees are rewarded, and employees' attitude. So basically when you'll study the principles of management, what he suggested आपका, he created a hierarchy base कि like जैसे president है, vice president है, आपका senior managers हैं, then we have managers, then we have subordinate. What he suggested कि there must be a hierarchy in an organization, the flow and communication should be come in this direction, orders and reporting should be in this particular direction. अब यहीं पे what he suggested, दिस इज कॉल्ड आपका स्केलर चेन. इसको हम स्केलर चेन के नाम से जानते हैं. दिस स्केलर चेन कैन बी ब्रेक डाउन इन द सिचुएशन ऑफ कंटिजेंसी. ठीक है, अगर कल के डेट में कोई इमरजेंसी होती है तो दिस सबऑर्डिनेट कैन डायरेक्टली कम्युनिकेट टू आपका सीनियर मैनेजर. ही कैन टेक अ गैप हियर, लेट्स से मैनेजर इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल. अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप वेट करो और तब वेट की वजह से आपका नुकसान हो सके. दिस इज कॉल्ड गैंग प्लैंग, बट गैंग प्लैंग इज अलाउड ओनली अ सिचुएशन ऑफ कंटिजेंसी. ऐसा नहीं कि रेगुलर बिहेवियर हो. इट इज़ ऑल्सो नोन एज फ्यूल ब्रिज. एक्चुअली में इट लुक लाइक दिस, इस तरीके से आपको ये देखने के लिए मिलेगा. तो एट अ सेम हायरार्की लेवल और समटाइम वेरेवर इट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड, सो पीपल दे कैन क्रिएट अ गैंग प्लैंग और फ्यूल ब्रिज इट इज़ कॉल्ड. अदरवाइज इट मस्ट बी फॉलो द हायरार्की. इस डायरेक्शन में ही जाना चाहिए when they talk about the organizational communication. So communication should be structured, manager should handle their power, आपका means orders, employee आपका are rewarded for their this, and the attitude should be आपका the adherence of this authority and others, which generally comes under this one. One another thought which is part of your book, that is Chester Bernard thought on the organizational communication. ये बहुत important है, that's why I kept these particular one as it is. So Chester Bernard identified communication as an important management activity and examined it element and issue. ठीक है, what he says कि communication is the backbone of the organization. Communication is the major saving force of the organization. Communication both make the organization cooperative system and link organization purpose to human participations. ठीक है, so what he suggested, the channel of communication should be definitely known, how people should communicate within the organization. Channels like आपका mails और organizational group और आपका जो chat groups and others. ठीक है, there should be like people should aware ki if they have to communicate something, so how they are going to communicate that thing. So what are the tools which they can use, which are the formal part. There should be a defined formal channel communication to every member of the organization. The line of communication should be direct and short as possible. The complete formal line of communication should normally be used. Similar to fuel, the person serving as a communication center should be competent. The line communication should not be interrupted while organization is functioning. Every communication should be authenticated, right? So this line communication means, let's say if you are using aapka any tool, that there should be effectiveness in that particular tool also, right? So this is the one. Next one. very good evening संतोष सर. So next one आपका type of communication. अब ये type of communication, I hope you have read about these particular things. बचपन में पढ़े होंगे या कभी तो पढ़े होंगे, ठीक है. So type of communication, the आपका basically we have in आपका interpersonal. Interpersonal is basically face to face, while both the sender and receiver are face to face. They are exchanging ideas, and it is the best form of communication because you are getting quick feedback. तो ये बहुत faster आपका होता है, ठीक है. And even sender can use some emotions and आपका non-verbal skills also to communicate their ideas, ठीक है. Emotions को दिखा सकते हैं all, ठीक है. तो ये so interpersonal face to face interaction between individual. Communication can be verbal, non-verbal. Non-verbal cues always accompany to the verbal one, ठीक है. जैसे कुछ बोल रहे हैं तो उसमें अपने जो expression या others उनका इस्तेमाल करना. Context and symbolism play a key role. For instance, a message sent during a financial crisis may be interpreted differently due to non-verbal implications, right? Verbal and non-verbal आपका, ठीक है. While verbal communication spoken in written words, non-verbal involve body language, facial expression and other spoken cues. Humans are inherently social, and much of the communication is non-verbal. The non-verbal communication reveal relationship and emotional context. Meta communication, the concept of meta communication refer to the communication about how spoken messages should be interpreted and influenced by the tone, gesture and eye contact. That is called meta. जैसे होता है ना, tone is like, let's say if I'm telling something, let's say if I'm reading this particular statement, the concept of meta communication. So what I did, I took a pause, थोड़ा सा मैंने एक छोटा सा पॉज लिया, और जब मैंने मेटा कम्युनिकेशन बोला तो जो टोन थी या जो पिच थी उसको थोड़ा सा इंक्रीज करके बोला, बिकॉज आई वॉन्ट योर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर वन or on these particular things. So that is something which is related to this. Body language is a powerful in clarifying and modifying verbal messages. Like example, आपका maintaining eye contact can convey sincerity or engagement in the communication itself. Formal and informal. The formal, which is part of the organizational hierarchy or job role, and informal, that is also known as gray point. ठीक है? So informal को हम gray point. तो formal is something where people like let's say leader is giving order to subordinates. That is आपका formal communication. Informal is something where there, like let's say in your office you are making plan for a cricket match or for a movie. It can be at any आपका organ. Let's say you are working in a marketing team, you are making a plan with finance team or HR team. So it can be, it does not follow any sort of hierarchies and all, right? So formal communication, structured hierarchical path within an organization, used for official work related interaction like report, command, orders. आपका it ensure discipline and accountability in work. Informal communication, flow free without following a predefined channel. It is called grapevine. Grapevine ये पूछा जाता है ये. Please do remember this term if you are not aware of. It is faster and more rational and encourage open discussion among employees. Help resolve work related issues quickly and save time and money also. External and internal. Internal आपका organization related. External where we are dealing with any external stakeholders within organization. Tool like email, internet, phone and others. Vertical, horizontal and diagonal. ठीक है. Vertical means आपका leader to subordinate, horizontal leader to leader, and diagonal is HR leader is interacting with आपका, this is operation leader, so operation subordinate. So this is आपका diagonal. External communication occur when between organization and external parties, formal or informal. ठीक है. Let's say you are discussing with someone else about the, you are negotiating some policies or contract with someone else, right? Now next one, barriers. This is something which is very very important one. Barriers to communication, effective communication. यहाँ से आप चांस ले सकते हैं कि आपको एक क्वेश्चन मिल सकता है, ठीक है. व्हाट आर द की बैरियर्स और इफेक्टिव बैरियर्स, और इनके अराउंड जो चीज़ें हैं बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग आपको थोड़ा सा डेवलप करना है दोस्तों. तो व्हेन इट कम्स टू बैरियर्स, तो बेसिकली इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज नॉइज, कि विच इज डिस्टर्बिंग द कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन टू पीपल, ठीक है. ए, दिस इज आपका ए एंड दिस इज बी, ठीक है. ए हैव सेंडेड सम इंफॉर्मेशन टू बी, लाइक लेट्स से ए हैव सेंडेड आपका आपका लेटर एक्स and it is interpreted by B as a Y. So that means what we are communicating and what the receiver is receiving, there is a difference. So that means there is a noise in our communication, which we get to know with the feedback loop and all, right? So now these barriers can be related to आपका जैसे perception related हो सकते हैं about the personality itself. It can be like how we interpret things. It can be cultural, it can be organizational. जैसे cultural में in one culture there is some, जैसे होते हैं ना नॉन वर्बल चीज़ें हम यूज करते हैं. In one culture there is a different meanings, in another culture it can be different. Organization, like let's say we are doing a meeting with customer and there is a noise in the background, so that is organization. Psychological आपका, whereas like one person, whether it is sender or receiver, he or she is not in a psychological state, normal state में नहीं है, गुस्से में है, आप उससे बात करोगे तो गलती निकलेगा मुंह से, right? Semantic barriers, the first one which is basically use of jargons. देखो कुछ होता है ना, कुछ लोग होते हैं जैसे आज की जो जनरेशन है, दे यूज़ आपका क्या बोलते हैं इसको, क्या फोम, जैसे फोमो, ऐसे ऐसे अलग अलग वर्ड यूज करते हैं ना. तो दैट इज दैट लैंग्वेज इज कॉल्ड समथिंग, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग दैट वर्ड. तो सो व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, लेट्स से इफ अ लीडर इज इंटरेक्टिंग विद अ सबऑर्डिनेट with least maturity or less educated, let's say a finance manager is dealing with labor class and he is talking about EBITDA and others. अब उनको क्या पता है EBITDA का मतलब क्या होता है, ठीक है. So that will be a kind of a bouncer for them. So that is a semantic barriers, ठीक है. So misinterpretation of word or phrase that have a different meaning in for different people. Complexity, आपका complex और over vaulted masses that difficult to understand also, right? So then we have physical barriers, जैसे environment में office वाला noise या others. Environmental backgrounds distractions, distance आपका between sender and receiver is far. Poor equipment, जैसे हम कुछ online आपका यूज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. Psychological आपका psychology of the sender or receiver. Prejudice and biases, ठीक है, कि होते हैं ना notions होते हैं कि मतलब ये तो हमेशा गलती होगा, या परसेप्शन में एक बैरियर होता है जिसको हम बोलते हैं आपका, दैट इज कॉल्ड हालो इफेक्ट और हॉर्न इफेक्ट, और देर इज आपका स्टीरियोटाइपिंग. सो समटाइम वी डू दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग. हालो इफेक्ट इज कि बेस्ड ऑन वन पॉजिटिव कैरेक्टर स्केच वी आर जजिंग द पर्सन। आपने वैसे ही परसेप्शन बना लिया, या स्टीरियोटाइप कि एक ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल, आपका एक ग्रुप के बेसिस पे यू आर जजिंग द पीपल, ठीक है, और एक कम्युनिटी के बेसिस पे यू आर जजिंग द पीपल, सो दैट इज अ स्टीरियोटाइपिंग। मे बी not all the members of that particular group are good or bad, right? So that is the one. So preconceived notions or stereotypes affect how masses are perceived and interpret. Emotional state आपका, जैसे अगर आपको रात को 8 बजे कोई बोलेगा 2 घंटे और काम करना, तो गुस्सा तो आएगा ही, ठीक है। लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस, लैंग्वेज बैरियर्स आपका, जैसे सिमेंटिक हो सकते हैं, जार्गन्स, या एम्बिग्यूटी हो सकती है, क्लियर कट नहीं है मैसेज आपका, ठीक है। वी कैन हैव लैंग्वेज डिफरेंसेस ऑल्सो। कल्चरल आपका, डिफरेंट कल्चर्स, ठीक है। सो कल्चरल में नॉन वर्बल मिस इंटरप्रिटेशंस आपका, डिफरेंट कल्चर हैविंग वेरिंग नॉन वर्बल क्यूज। तो हर एक का, जैसे कहीं पे आंखों में आंखें देख के बात करना इज लाइक एग्रीमेंट, कहीं पे इट कैन बी अ साइन ऑफ गुस्सा, रेज एंड अदर्स, राइट। Organizational barriers, hierarchical structure, if you have rigidity in your hierarchy, आपका that is called bureaucracy, तो that will create a आपका some sort of hurdles in our overall communication. Information overload काफ़ी ज़्यादा है, ठीक है। lack of feedback channel in others, so these are some core barriers to the communication, ठीक है। तो दोस्तों एक बार इनको ज़रूर आपका रिवाइज कीजिएगा, एंड दिस इज़ मतलब ये एक दूसरा जो हमने अभी तक डिस्कस किया उसका एक काइंड ऑफ समरी भी आपके लिए रखी गई है। अब आते हैं क्वेश्चन पे। तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन योर स्क्रीन, so type and direction of communication in organization. Downward communication only consists motivational messages and the celebratory feedback नहीं, ठीक है। डाउनवर्ड कम्युनिकेशन इज बेसिकली इट इज़ ऑल्सो वर्टिकल, सो इट इज़ आपका लीडर टू सबॉर्डिनेट, इट कंटेन मोस्टली आपका ऑर्डर, ठीक है। सो ऑर्डर्स आपका ये कंटेन करता है, ठीक है, वे लीडर्स आर गिविंग आपका ऑर्डर्स टू देयर सबॉर्डिनेट्स। अपवर्ड कम्युनिकेशन आपका फीडबैक एंड सजेशन टू मूव फ्रॉम दी सबॉर्डिनेट टू हायर लेवल, ठीक है। तो अब ये क्या हो जाएगा आपका, दिस इज योर डाउनवर्ड एंड दिस इज योर अपवर्ड, तो दैट मीन्स सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज ट्रू। इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन intentionally planned and aligned with organizational goal. Informal are gray point, ठीक है। तो informal communication are non plan, it is like random, आप अपने दोस्त को मिले चाय पे एंड यू प्लान समथिंग आपका, ठीक है। आप एक मूवी के बारे में डिस्कशन करने लगे अबाउट दी धुरंधर और एनीथिंग एल्स आपका, और अबाउट दी मैसी विजिट इन इंडिया, आपने बिल्कुल दुनिया की सारी कहानियाँ आपका डिस्कस कर ली। सो दैट वॉज नॉट प्लान, ठीक है, इनके साथ मीटिंग और द डिस्कशन विच वेयर वी हैव एंटर्ड, राइट। ग्रे पॉइंट कम्युनिकेशन इज अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड एंड ऑफन कैन नॉट बी फुली एलिमिनेटेड फ्रॉम द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। इनफॉर्मल है, इट इज़ नॉर्मल पार्ट ऑफ ह्यूमन बींग इंटरेक्शंस। वर्टिकल कम्युनिकेशन, this is your vertical communication, leader to subordinate vertical communication, आपका both upward and downward flows across the different hierarchical levels, आपका leader to subordinate, हाँ it can be upward आपका, it can be downward, it can be upward. Downward में where leader is giving order to the subordinate, upward में subordinate is submitting reports and others, 100% true. तो 245 means आपका 245 means option D should be right answer for this particular one. Understood guys? Any doubt please do let me know. Next one, which of the following statement regarding the communication theories and model are correct? Communication theories and model are correct. Simon Weber model is initially developed for enhancing casual face-to-face communication. Okay, it was Simon Weber model is आपका technical, ठीक है, it was for the technical communication, not for the face to face. Technical communication means the communication which is going live between me and you, ठीक है, इसके लिए था, ना कि face to face के लिए था, तो that is wrong. Henry Fuel communication theory primarily focus on employee attitude and reward mechanism. अभी हमने डिस्कस भी किया था, नहीं सॉरी, इट वाज नॉट एम्प्लॉई आपका, इट वाज क्या था हमारे उसमें हेनरी फ्यूल आपका, इट इज़ ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल हायरार्की. मैंने आपको बताया था ना दैट गैंग प्लैंग इन अदर्स, ठीक है, और इवन दैट व्हाट वाज दैट आपका स्केलर चेन, ठीक है. सो it was more pure based on the structured hierarchy, authority and all these things, not based on this, sorry. Bernard emphasis communication is a central to organizational cooperation and authority, कि communication is a backbone of the organization. True. One way communication system allow for a greater participation and error correction. No, it is about the two-way communication, because in one way it is like autocratic approach. According to Levitt, one way, two way, जो भी सब इन्होंने बताए, while two-way communication is more accurate, it can be appear noisier and distort. Yes, true है. तो 3 and 5 means option A will be right answer for this one. So just now we have gone through the maximum part also, and I hope you get this particular thing clearly. Next one, guys. Which of the following are considered valid organizational communication barriers? Communication barriers, guys. क्या क्या दुविधाएं होती हैं while we communicate with each others? Noise, it is also known as noise, ठीक है. तो ये noise communication का मतलब है आपका barriers. हाँ, do not get confused in your examination. ओके, आसान है, ट्राई कीजिए. So communication overload result in a critical information often being ignored. बिल्कुल सही है. अब like let's say we have lots of communication, एक बंदे के ऊपर आप इतना communication, इतना information डाल दो, he'll get आपका confuse, क्या कौन सा right है, कौन सा wrong है, कौन सा pick करना है. Technical jargon is a message always ensure clarity. No, it is आपका it create ambiguity और आपका that semantic barriers. Emotional barrier can distort the spirit or meta message of communication. बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं. Trust in communicators has आपका effect on the communication. अगर आप किसी कोई if somebody is passing you some serious information, अब आपका trust level will tell ना कि आप उसको किस तरीके से as a receiver how you adopt that particular one. Correct है. So next one is poor intention lead to a repeated clarification and operational inefficiencies. 135 means option D will be right answer for this particular one. Next one, guys, answer कीजिए. Differentiate type of communication in organizational setting. Different type of organizational communication basically. Informal communication follows strict hierarchical channel. Informal communication, अब यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, informal communication follow, informal is gray point, ठीक है, it does not follow hierarchical channel. The next one is formal communication often take often take the form of a report or official orders. Yes. Internal communication can be vertical, horizontal or diagonal. Yes. The gray point is a form of external, it is a form of informal communication. External communication involved exchange of information with parties outside the organization. Yes. So 235 means option A only will be right answer for this particular question. Correct here. So 1 and 4th was wrong. Next one, guys. Okay. Next one we have HR function. Ab HR function, this topic is like kind of a repetition of your module A. Why it is a repetition? Because when it comes to HR function, it include areas like HRP, human resource planning. Human resource planning is all about demand and supply analysis, कि कितने लोगों की ज़रूरत है and कितने लोग हमारे पास हैं. ठीक है, yesterday also we talk about this ना. Let's say we need 1000 people and we have 700 people with us. ये same example मैंने आपको दिया था. That means we need 300 more people. तो ये आपका this is the recruitment number. Now we'll go for the recruitment of 300 people. Then recruitment is kind of elimination, कि जहाँ पे we'll define job description and others also, कि like we need 300 people आपका of this particular skill set. तो now in recruitment people will apply according to this. तो मैंने आपको बोला था कि 3 lakh people applied for this. Now ये जो 3 लाख हैं इनको भी हमें एलिमिनेट करना है कि इवेंचुअली वी नीड 300 पीपल. तो वी विल फाइंड आउट द बेस्ट 300 पीपल एंड सिलेक्शन विल हैपन. इट कैन बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रिटन टेस्ट, आपका competency interviews, depend on the job itself, you know, right? Then impact of technology on critical HR functions, जैसे HRIS is a in human resource information system के बारे में हमने बात किया था. Social media policy of the organization, need and content thereof, तो कैसे आपका यूज़ किया जा सकता है. Compensation, social media policy is something कि like as a employee, if you represent yourself in front of social media, how you should act or behave. Let's say if you are working in a public sector organization, तो आप अगर गवर्नमेंट के बारे में कुछ बोलेंगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. ठीक है, दैट इज़ द वन. सो और इवन अबाउट एनी अदर थिंग्स ऑल्सो. ठीक है, सो जिससे कंपनी के ब्रांड के ऊपर नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ना आए. दैट जनरली कम दीज थिंग्स कम्स अंडर दिस. कॉम्पनसेशन इज अबाउट द सैलरी एंड एवरी थिंग्स आपका, which is generally part of this one. Incentive based आपका compensation, attrition, turnover, आपका incentive based we know attrition, turnover management is like that कि we want people work with us for a longer period. Then employee risk assessment system in bank. So these are the areas. Let's quickly go through this one, guys. So a typical HRP, human resource planning process, which include analyzing organizational plan, demand forecasting, supply forecasting, estimating net human requirement. जैसे हमारे केस में it was 300. ठीक है, क्योंकि demand was 1000 and we have 700, right? Just now we talk about this. In case of future surplus, plan for redeployment or retrenchment or layoff. अगर ये opposite होता कि we required 700 but we have 1000, तो हमें ले ऑफ करना पड़ता 300 लोगों का, या और एल्स वी हैव टू फाइंड समथिंग एल्स. इन केस ऑफ फ्यूचर डेफिसिट, forecast the future supply of human resources from all sources, plan recruitment, development and everything, right? Then when it comes to manpower forecasting techniques, so it include areas like this. आपका we can use managerial judgment, ठीक है, quick and मतलब like manager is telling कि in the smaller organization it is suitable कि जहाँ पे we have centralized approach and one manager is handling everything, तो वो बता सकते कि हमें इतनी और लोगों की ज़रूरत है. ठीक है, रेशियो एनालिसिस, यूज हिस्टोरिकल रेशियो टू प्रिडिक्ट फ्यूचर मैन पावर नीड, कि इतने ब्रांचेस थे तो इतने और बढ़ाओगे तो किस रेशियो में इंक्रीज होगा. वर्क स्टडी टेक्निक्स आपका आपका डेटेड, still useful for quantifying routine work and measuring productivity. Then we have Delphi techniques, involve a pencil of experts giving estimate. HR professional act as a intermediaries to compile a quantitative forecast. ठीक है, जैसे उन्होंने डेल्फी में आपको क्या बताया कि लाइक लेट्स से डिपार्टमेंट ए विल बी रिक्वायरिंग दिस, आपका बी इज रिक्वायरिंग दिस, तो उनके हिसाब से वी आर क्रिएटिंग द आपका एस्टिमेशन. इंटरनल HR इनपुट, आपका इंटरनल HR इनपुट. So HR professional evaluate internal talent availability, absenteeism and internal transfer and attrition. So application in Indian organization and banks, HRP is typically conducted annually by the in-house HR expert. Existing job role are reviewed and redefined to meet future demands. In the absence of scientific norms, organization continue to rely on work study models, right? So banking sector context, जैसे हमारे यहाँ पे आपका retail product and others, usually we go for the आपका after this assessment we go for the recruitments, जैसे IBPS के through हो या फिर others जो भी हैं. Internal recruitments, it can be internal recruitment also or it can be external. Internal मतलब where we are like let's say in a team we have access, तो उस टीम से जहाँ पे डेफिसिट है वहाँ पे वी आर शिफ्टिंग. और इवन लाइक इट कैन बी प्रमोशंस ऑफ इंटरनल स्टाफ एंड ऑल. एक्सटर्नल इज वेयर वी आर गोइंग फॉर वी आर हायरिंग पीपल फ्रॉम द एक्सटर्नल वन टीम. Okay, so advantages: less costly, candidate already oriented toward the organization, they know organization well, organization have better knowledge about the internal candidate. ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक दूसरे को दोनों जानते हैं. Traditional approach play safe, it आपका abate ridings, a candidate current work may be affected. External, if you go for the benefit of new skill and talent, benefit of new experiences, compliances with reservation policy become easy, and scope of resentment and heartburn are avoided. अब देखो यहाँ पे क्या होता है ना, एक्सटर्नल जानने का फ़ायदा क्या होता है इन नॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द बैंक. लेट्स से यू आर रनिंग सम नॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, तो इफ़ यू हायर द, जैसे अगर आप इंटरनल वाले को ही वहाँ पे रखते हैं ना, सो दे बिकम यूज टू ऑफ दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. जैसे होता है ना, घर का मेंबर होता है, उसी उसमें रहता माहौल में, यू नो एवरीथिंग, आपका लू फॉल ऑफ द सिस्टम और एवरीथिंग. इफ यू हायर फ्रॉम अ पर्सन फ्रॉम अ न्यू, लेट्स से दिस पर्सन इज वर्किंग फ्रॉम 10 years अगर इंटरनली, इफ़ यू आर सिमिलर, आपका 10 year एक्सपीरियंस फ्रॉम अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इफ यू हायर, सो ही विल कम अप विद सम अदर एक्सपीरियंसेस. तो इसका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का जो वर्किंग था वो डिफरेंट था कंपेयर टू दिस. तो ये जो वैल्यू क्रिएशन होगा ना वो उसका कहीं ज़्यादा होगा, बिकॉज ही विल कम अप विद सम न्यू आइडियाज़ और फ्रेश आइडियाज़, और ही विल शेयर द इनसाइट ऑफ द और द सक्सेस पॉइंट ऑफ द अनदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो दैट्स वाई दीज पॉइंटर्स आर विच इज़ देयर. Better morale and motivation associated with the internal recruitment is denied. Costly methods enhance change of negative chance of negative and costly errors. अब हो सकता है गड़बड़ आ गया, आप ऐसे एम्प्लॉय को लेके आगे जो सब गड़बड़ कर दे मामला. एडजस्ट ऑफ न्यू एम्प्लॉयज़ टेक लॉन्गर पीरियड. ठीक है, तो कहीं ना कहीं उनको सिस्टम में आपका कहीं ना कहीं एडजस्ट होने में इट विल टेक टाइम. ऑब्वियसली दे आर न्यू टू द सिस्टम, सो इट विल बी टेकिंग टाइम. Recruitment versus selection. I hope this is clear to everyone. So recruitment is a negative process, where eliminating process, and it's a process positive. So recruitment is where we are refer to the process identifying and encouraging prospective employee to apply for job. And recruitment said to it is just opposite. Sorry, it allow people, but selection is आपका which eliminate people. So recruitment is said to be a positive in its approach as it seek attract many candidates. Selection is concerned with picking up the right candidate from a pool of applicant. Selection, other hand, is a negative in the application is आपका let's say in our case 3 lakh people apply in that recruitment drive and we selected only 300. जो बाकी हैं उनका elimination we did with this particular one. ठीक है, I just went wrong. Please do correct this one. So ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं, ये कई बार मतलब selection is a positive. Please ध्यान recruitment is a positive. I'll mark so you won't miss this one. And selection is a negative process. ठीक है. So essential of good selection process: detailed job description and job specification, trained panel of interviewers. There should be some standards, line managers involved in, and all newly appointed candidates are put through a well-designed training program also. Nowadays we have e-recruitments आपका, ठीक है, by online recruitments refer to using technology and internet to manage and streamline the recruitment. More maximum things happening with this one. ठीक है, like even bank also we are calling e-applications, then we are taking e-exam, and then finally we are inviting them for the document submission and providing them the training and all, right? कि आपका it involve using job portals, कॉर्पोरेट वेबसाइट्स और इंटरनेट ऑर्गेनाइज दिस बहुत आसान है. ठीक है, बैंकिंग इसमें भी वी यूज़ जैसे एरियाज इन ऑल, राइट. नेक्स्ट वन Okay, so do revise this particular one with the help of these areas. Now I'll directly come to the आपका question portion, because recruitment is kind of one of the simplest. This topic is like kind of a summary of your module. तो ज़्यादा challenge नहीं आएगा. एक बार देखते हैं क्वेश्चन से. If you'll face challenges with any areas or any pointers, do let me know so I can help you out with this. Next, first question, guys. Which of the following statement about HRP are correct? You have to find out the correct statement. So HRP aim to match personal supply with demand, ensuring optimum staffing at all time. बिल्कुल correct है. First statement, no doubt. HRP is a post recruitment. No, it is a pre recruitment. आपका this is the very first step in the overall आपका HRM. HRP facilitate identification of manpower gap and help plan recruitment accordingly. Yes. HRP ignore external factors such as job market trend and focus solely on internal inventory. Yeah, no, this should be opposite. Without HRP, manpower planning may become speculative 100% true. So 135 means option A will be right answer for this particular question. Correct here. Next one, forecasting in human resource planning. So forecasting in human resource planning. So future business projection and attrition rate are internal elements affecting demand forecasting. Yes. Change in technology and economy are example of external factors influencing HR department. Yes. Demands. Yes. Job design should remain fixed. No, it should be आपका align with the आपका changes. So this is wrong. Demand forecasting include both quantity and quality. Yes, 100%. Demand forecasting play no role. No, it is very आपका peculiar to the आपका HRP. 124 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. अब आप लोग आंसर नहीं करें तो मुझे खुद से ही आंसर करना पड़े. खुद से क्वेश्चन बनाओ, खुद से क्वेश्चन पूछो, देन खुद से ही आपका आंसर भी करो. हाँ, ऐसा. चलो कोई बात नहीं. इंटरनल एंड एक्सटर्नल रिक्रूटमेंट्स मेथड. इंटरनल एंड एक्सटर्नल, ठीक है. इंटरनल आपका जैसे इंटरनली वी आर आपका शिफ्टिंग पीपल और प्रमोटिंग पीपल. एक्सटर्नल where we are going for the recruitments आपका through interviews and others, right? So internal recruitment boost morale but may encourage office politics. बिल्कुल कर सकता है. External recruitment ensure compliance with reservation policies easily. Yes. Third one, internal recruitment offer fresh perspective and new experiences. No, अभी हमने डिस्कस भी किया था ना 10-year experience वाला. External recruitment often involve longer adjustment period. Yes, 100% उनको टाइम लगेगा समझने में. External hiring is less expensive. It is more expensive compared to internal. 124 means option B will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है दोस्तों. Next one, E-recruitments. ठीक है. Next one is आपका E-recruitment. So which of the following statement about E-recruitments are correct? E-recruitment eliminate the need for HR department in recruitments. नहीं. It help आपका HR department and we are recruiting people आपका online by using digital tools or the media itself. It provide access to wider talent pool. Yes, 100%. It ensure reduce paperwork and faster processing of application. Yes. Public sector bank have entirely replaced traditional recruitment with online. Not entirely. ठीक है. अभी भी like even interview process, the final interview after the written examination for PO and above level post, it is also there. And for the bigger or role and all, we go for the offline. For clerical, we have done it, right? E-recruitment enhance ROI and communication between recruiters and candidate. Yes. 235 means option C will be right answer for this particular question. Correct guys? Next one. Describe the modern recruitment trend. Describe the modern recruitment trend. So social sourcing platform now evaluate candidate based on online code and digital presence. Yes, जैसे होता है ना लिंक्डइन है या अदर्स है, तो ये सब इसी तरीके से, या कोई भी जैसे naukri.com है, ऐसे अलग अलग होते थे, अभी भी है वैसे बहुत सारे. ट्रेडिशनल जॉब बोर्ड आर गेनिंग डोमिनेंस. नो, अभी ये ख़त्म हो रहे हैं आपका, ठीक है. टैलेंट network only include company current employees. It is future also, ठीक है, or alumni also past. Applicants tracking system now emphasis candidate experiences and campaign monitoring. Yes. तो एम्प्लॉय के बारे में कहाँ उनका पास्ट प्रोफाइल था, कौन से प्रोजेक्ट में है, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर अवेलेबल इन आपका एप्लीकेंट ट्रैकिंग सिस्टम. एंड टू एंड टैलेंट ब्रांडिंग इंक्लूड integrating recruitment efforts with marketing. Yes. So 145, do we have 145? 145, yes, option A only will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है. Next one. Social media policy. Social media policy for employees. Employee may associate themselves with company but must clearly state views as a personal. फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट आपका विच इज़ करेक्ट, ठीक है. तो अगर आप किसी के बारे में कुछ बात कर रहे हो तो यू हैव टू मेंशन इट कि लाइक दिस इज योर व्यू पॉइंट, नॉट द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ओन. Sharing internal operational data on social platform is restricted. Yes. Company logos can be freely used by employees for promotional purposes. No, it is not. If you are using company logo, that means you are representing the organization, so that is not suggested. Social media content must not harm the company's brand image. Yes. Any public presentation of the company must be pre-approved. Any company representation of any public representation of company must be approved. Yes. 1245. 1245 means option A will be right answer for this particular one. Correct है guys. Next one. Okay. Next unit is आपका performance management. Very very important one again. यहाँ पे आपका these areas, ठीक है, जो areas or the tool which we use for the performance management, like performance management system is fine. Appraisals, ये जो टूल है ना, they'll definitely get asked, ठीक है. जैसे 360 degree ABM में we have practiced this particular one a lot. Then we have competency mapping, like the skill set we require to perform a job and these skill set in the employees. KRAs आपका, ठीक है, key responsibility or result areas which measure based on the KPIs. Performance measurement best practices and all, right. So performance management cycle. So this is something ki like what we have, like let's say if we have recruited a person for some specific objective, we are paying to that particular person, so what outcome we are getting कि that is aligned with our objectives or not. जिस चीज़ के लिए उनको रखा था वो चीज़ें आपका अचीव हो पा रही हैं या नहीं हो पा रही है, to we generally get to know about that things. तो performance management cycle, a process generally include goal setting, आपका प्लानिंग, मॉनिटरिंग, डेवलपिंग, रिव्यूइंग, एनालाइजिंग एंड रिवॉर्डिंग. ठीक है. गोल सेटिंग इज लाइक कि आपका बेसिकली इफ़ यू आर हायरिंग अ पर्सन आपका, सो व्हाट इज़ द ऑब्जेक्टिव विद दिस पर्टिकुलर पर्सन, देन एंटायर प्रोसेस. A better understanding of performance management system can be obtained through performance management cycle. So performance management measurement and information approaches. Performance management is based on plan, do, review, revise. The plan is understanding current performance, prioritizing what need to be done, identifying action that need to be taken, and planning for the improvements in our employees. Do, then implementing, ensuring that the proper system and process are in place to support improvements, take action and manage risk, helping people to achieve better performance. Review, understanding the impact of your action, reviewing performance, speaking to user and stakeholders about their experiences of performance and getting a better picture of the changing circumstances. then revise. Same thing, using the lesson learned from the review to change your plan or what you do, so future action can be more efficient. So it's a kind of a continuous developments and all, right? So that is generally part of this. So some silent features associated with performance management: development of individual goal आपका KRAs, KPIs and all, alignment of goal across the organization, manager assessment of performance, employee self assessment, आपका 360 degree assessment means आपका all the stakeholder involved in the feedback loop, competency आपका assessment potentials, and coaching and development if it is required. ठीक है, related planning for a future career option and all, they generally comes under this particular one. Next one, various steps involved in performance appraisal process, which include areas like establishing performance standards, आपका how we are going to do it, communicate performance expectations to concerned employees. Then we have measuring actual performance, compare actual with standards, discuss appraisal with employees and initiate corrective action. ठीक है, तो this is kind of a, जैसे होता है ना कोई भी, जैसे हमने स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग पढ़ा था तो उसी की तरह, राइट? सो फर्स्ट आपका परफॉर्मेंस स्टैंडर्ड जिनके बेसिस पे वी विल बी जजिंग द ओवरऑल परफॉर्मेंस. ठीक है, कि यू हैव टू डू इट, लेट्स से यू हैव टू डू अ सेल ऑफ 10 lakh in a month, this is the performance standard. ये सारे रिसोर्सेज देन विल कम्युनिकेट दिस पर्टिकुलर वन टू द पर्सन एंड देन आपका मेजर एक्चुअल में कितना क्या, लेट्स से इट इज 8 lakh, सो देयर इज अ नेगेटिव वेरिएंस ऑफ 2 lakh, देन आपका फाइंड आउट द रूट कॉज, ठीक है, एंड ट्राई टू फिक्स दैट पर्टिकुलर वन, and accordingly we have to go for any training and development need and anything else also, and or any corrective plans is required, so that is generally part of this one. So आपका methods we have past oriented method and future oriented method. Past oriented which exact आपका exact things which we have discussed in your आपका ABM also guys. ठीक है, so अगर आपने वहाँ पे पढ़ा है तो ज़्यादा आपको टेंशन नहीं लेना है. संध्या मैम इज सेइंग फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट था, एक भी पेपर नहीं निकला, तो क्या नेक्स्ट टाइम सब सब्जेक्ट एक साथ देने, तो 200 का क्राइटेरिया अप्लाई, हाँ 250. संध्या मैम आप किसके लिए, CIB के लिए पूछ रहे हैं या JIB के लिए पूछ रहे हैं? अगर JIB के लिए पूछ रहे हैं तो 200 और CIB के लिए पूछ रहे हैं तो 250, 5 पेपर हो जाएंगे. ठीक है, एंड आंसर इज़ येस. आपको एक मतलब एक सिंगल अटेम्प्ट में सारे पेपर्स में 45 वाला क्राइटेरिया विल बी एलिजिबल. हाँ, सो रेटिंग स्केल आपका, रेटिंग स्केल पास्ट ओरिएंटेड. सो रेटिंग स्केल आपका न्यूमेरिकल स्केल्स रिप्रेजेंटिंग जॉब रिलेटेड परफॉर्मेंस, तो उसके बेसिस पे वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग रेटिंग्स. आपका एडवांटेजेस, एडेप्टेबिलिटी, इजी टू यूज़, लो कॉस्ट एंड आपका रेटर बायस हो सकता है. डिसएडवांटेजेस की इफ वी टॉक, ठीक है. ट्रेड एनालिसिस आपका यूज मेथड लाइक चेकलिस्ट ऑफ स्टेटमेंट ऑफ ट्रेड ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज in the form of yes or no, a kind of questionnaires, right? Then we have force choice method. So the series of statement arranged in block of 2 or more, तो जिसमें से you have to opt one, right? So indicate which statement is true and false. Force distribution method, here employee are clustered around the high points of the rating scale. A rater is compelled to distribute the employee of all points on the scale. Critical incident methods approaches focus on the major behaviors in the different situation. Confidential records mostly use government departments आपका in order to organization where concept of the self assessment is not encouraged. Pen आपका pen portrait, so the assessor picture in writing दी assessee, ठीक है, उसके बारे में एक नोट आपका वो लिख के दे रहे होते हैं. ठीक है, दीज आर द पास्ट ओरिएंटेड. फ्यूचर ओरिएंटेड में वी हैव रेड अबाउट द MBO ऑल्सो. MBO इज आपका अबाउट द गोल सेटिंग. ठीक है, सो फ्यूचर ओरिएंटेड में मैनेजमेंट बाय ऑब्जेक्टिव, वी आर लाइक लीडर इज सेटिंग गोल फॉर द सबऑर्डिनेट्स, then they are helping them and subordinate is working on those particular goal, how we have achieved the outcome oriented, and accordingly we are assigning this one. So a concept popular till recently and introduced by management group, which is आपका Peter Drucker, where performance is rated against the achievement of objective stated by the management. So MBO process establish goal and desired outcome for each subordinate in a conference between management and the concerned subordinate, means leader versus subordinate. Set performance standard, assess performance achieved against goal, identify reason for shortfall, and establish new goal and new strategies for the coming years. Benefits of MBO, it is more toward to the goal oriented, जहाँ पे और planning oriented actually what we can say. So MBO help in increase employee motivation. Manager are more likely to compete with themselves than with the other managers. MBO reduce role conflict and ambiguity, because we have defined what you have to do or what you need to do during that particular period and how long you have for this particular things. Next one, MBO provide more objective appraisal criteria. MBO force and aid in planning. MBO identify problem better and early. MBO help in individual manager to develop leadership, especially the skill of listening, planning, counseling, motivating, and evaluating. Right. Next one. Okay. Next one we have in आपका future oriented behaviorally anchored rating skills, a modern appraisal technique claiming better, more equitable appraisal. So here we have generate critical incident. Job holders or supervisor describe specific illustration of specific and ineffective performance behaviors. कहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा किया, कहाँ पे बहुत बुरा किया. Develop performance dimension. Incident are divided into 5 to 10 clearly defined performance cluster. Relocate incident. A group of familiar with job relocates incident to dimensions. Training those agreed by 50 to 70% best fit. Scale of incident. A second group rate behavior on a scale to assess the effectiveness and ineffectiveness per dimension. Develop a final instrument. 6 to 7 incident per cluster are selected as per the behavioral anchor for the performance dimension. And then advantages of bars. It is आपका offer accurate judgment, clear standard, good feedback, independent dimension and आपका rather independence. ठीक, ये बहुत बार पूछा जाता है bars. Please do remember this. Again, very very important subtopic from this particular topic. Goal of performance appraisal, again important one. Developmental use. So we are focusing around when it comes to developmental. Individual need, performance feedback, and transparent placements, strength and development need, and salary when it comes to developmental use of the performance appraisal. Administrative आपका it is promotion, retention, termination, recognition, layoff and आपका poor performer identification. Organizational maintenance, so आपका HR planning, training need analysis, organizational goal achievements, HR system evaluation, reinforcement of organizational priorities. Documentation आपका HR record, individual advisor, validation research and legal recruitments. ठीक है, अगेन द सेम टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन है. ऐसे उसमें आपको बहुत बार टेस्ट किया जाता है. ठीक है, डायमेंशनल यूज में क्या होगा एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल मेंटेनेंस में क्या आएगा एंड ऑल. ठीक है, सो दे विल ट्राई टू कंफ्यूज यू, प्लीज़ ध्यान रखिएगा थोड़ा सा. 360 डिग्री अप्रेजल जो सबसे ज़्यादा यूज होता है, हमने ABM में 720 भी आपका पढ़ा था. ठीक है, बट दैट इज़ नॉट गिवन इन हेयर ऑल्सो. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आई गेस आपका दैट इज़ नॉट गिवन इन दिस. अगर होगा तो डेफिनेटली आएगा. तो 360 इज बेसिकली वेयर वी आर जजिंग अ पर्सनस परफॉर्मेंस. वी आर टेकिंग फीडबैक फ्रॉम दी आपका ऑल द स्टेक होल्डर्स. आपका जैसे मैनेजमेंट है, कॉलीग्स हैं, कस्टमर्स हैं या अदर्स आपका टीम है. ठीक है, सबसे. तो 360, 720 इज बेसिकली वी आर रनिंग 360 फर्स्ट, देन वी आर गिविंग फीडबैक एंड देन अगेन वी आर रनिंग 360. ठीक है, दैट इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. So developed by General Electric USA JAIIB in 1992. Now used by major organization including Crompton or the others, most of the organization. Involve evaluating by top management immediate superiors, peer, subordinate, self, customers, providing feedback from the sixth perspective. Reliability, highly reliable due to इनपुट फ्रॉम मल्टीपल पार्टीज. अब अगर सब बोल रहे हैं कि ये अच्छा है तो अच्छा है, मान लेना चाहिए. अगर बुरा है तो बुरा है, क्योंकि लाइक पहले क्या था कि इफ़ ओनली लीडर इज, आपको जो उसके मैनेजर है वही रेट कर रहे हैं, तो मे बी देयर इज सम सॉर्ट ऑफ बायसनेस. ठीक है, हो सकता है मैनेजर के साथ नहीं बनती उनकी, तो दैट कैन क्रिएट सम सॉर्ट ऑफ इश्यूज इन ऑन. Right. So uses primarily evaluate employee performance, also assess talent, behaviors, ethical standards, loyalty, and everything. Benefit, offer broader perspective, self development in multi source feedback. ठीक है, useful for measuring interpersonal skills, customer satisfaction, and team building. Drawback can be intimidating or threatening due to feedback from untrained raters, और आपका पोटेंशियली लीडिंग टू अ लेस बैलेंस. अगर कोई एम्प्लॉय बहुत अच्छा, अगर उसने ज़्यादा दुश्मन बना रखे तो देट कैन बी अ इशू, राइट. सो नेक्स्ट वन, सो कॉम्पिटेंसी आपका मैट्रिक्स ऑल्सो कैन बी यूज. सो प्रेफरेंसी लेबल्स विल वेरी बाय पोजिशन एंड विल बी वेरी विद इन द सेम पोजिशन ओवर द डिफरेंट जॉब लेवल्स. जैसे कॉम्पिटेंसी लेवल्स में HR हेड और आपका HR managers, so we have different areas through which we generally rate them. This we have all these subtopics we have discussed in our आपका ABM also. तो वहाँ पे भी काफ़ी अच्छे ढंग से हमने डिटेल में इनको डिस्कस किया था. एक बार गो थ्रू कीजिएगा, दिस विल हेल्प यू, राइट. नेक्स्ट वन, चलो आप क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं. Which of the following statement regarding performance management system are correct? PMS exclusively on evaluating past performance using annual reviews. ठीक है, अभी हमने पास्ट और फ्यूचर दोनों का ही इंटीग्रेशन है. ठीक है, फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग ऑल्सो, ठीक है, फ्यूचर ओरिएंटेड. PMS process include planning, doing, reviewing and revising, forming a continuous improvement cycle. Yes. Performance management help align individual, departmental and organizational goal. KRAs and job description essential tool for setting standards. PMS has no influence on other. No, it affect the entire areas. So 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. Correct? Next one. Which of the following statement about performance appraisal process are correct? Performance appraisal process, and you have to find out the true statement. So quickly go through this particular one, guys. Performance standard should be vague, नहीं, it should be आपका defined, clear cut होनी चाहिए ना. Like when you start defining the standard, कि standard आपका you have to produce 10 unit per day. अब you will compare with the actuals. ठीक है, let's say the person who contribute आपका 8 units. तो we have a आपका कि there is a difference of 2. Then we can do the root cause analysis. We can ask for the responsible person, right? And we can fix that problem. अगर ये वेग होगा कि भैया आपको करना है, कितना करना है, क्या करना है, ये नहीं बताएंगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. Both manager assessment and self assessment are integral to appraisal process. Yes. Comparing actual performance with set standard help identify performance gap. Yes, true है. Observation and report are acceptable source for evaluating actual performance. Yes. Appraisal result must remain confidential and not discussed with the employee. Okay, it should be discussed with the employees कि भैया हम आपको we are giving you appraisal of 10% only, reason आपका 10. ठीक है, तभी तो उसको वो क्रॉस क्वेश्चन कर पाएगा, नेगोशिएशन कर पाएगा. तो 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 means option B will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है. Next one. 360 degree आपका appraisal and feedback. So 360 degree appraisal. I have kept some other question in mock also. Huh? मॉक अटेम्प्ट करना है सबको. 360 डिग्री फीडबैक ओनली इन्वॉल्व रेटिंग फ्रॉम द एम्प्लॉयज डायरेक्ट सुपरवाइजर्स. रॉन्ग है फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, क्योंकि इट इज़ आपका a complete assessment by all the stakeholders in the organization, including customers also, internal, external, both. Including peer feedback can improve the fairness of the performance appraisal. Yes. Employee self-assessment is the valuable component of 360-degree system. Yes. Feedback from multiple sources help reduce manager bias. Yes. A proper 360-degree appraisal require excluding subordinate feedback to maintain authority. A proper it in no we do include आपका subordinate feedback also. So 234 means option C will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है. Next one. Which of the following statement reflect valid challenges and support system in performance appraisals? Challenge and support system. So organization have fully functional and error free appraisal system. Very rarely आपका, ठीक है, आज के डेट में बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो अभी भी इस इशू से सफ़र कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, जहाँ पे पॉलिटिक्स होता है. टैलेंट मैनेजमेंट डिसीजन लाइक प्रमोशन एंड ले ऑफ रिलाई ऑन अप्रेजल आउटकम. येस, बिल्कुल है. थर्ड वन इज feedback mechanism are essential for meaningful performance evaluation. Lack of clarity and training often result dissatisfaction with appraisals. Yes. Without post appraisal development actions, system lose its practical value. Yes. So 2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5 means option A only should be right answer for this particular one. Correct hai. Next one, guys. Which of the following statement accurately explain the role of KRAs and performance management practices? KRA help in clarifying role objective and setting performance benchmark. बिल्कुल सही है. आपका continuous performance management depend entirely on annual reviews. No, it is not only on continuous improve performance management is based on feedback, continuous feedback. एनुअल रिव्यूज़ पे वेट करोगे तो फिर तो एम्प्लॉय को निकालना ही पड़ जाएगा. आपका परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट इंक्लूड गोल अलाइनमेंट, कोचिंग एंड रियल टाइम फीडबैक. येस, 100% ट्रू. बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस इंक्लूड रिकॉग्नाइजिंग परफॉर्मेंस एंड ऑफरिंग frequent anticipatable feedback. Yes. Setting KRA is done solely by the HR department without employee input. No, it should be with input. So 134 means आपका option C should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है. Next one, guys. Next one. Okay. See. चलो. तो अब next unit is about your आपका मॉड्यूल सी, बेसिकली नेक्स्ट मॉड्यूल. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू नेक्स्ट मॉड्यूल आपकी वी हैव 4 यूनिट्स. यूनिट 4 ही हैं बट दे आर बिट लेंदी. ठीक है, तो ये इतना ही टाइम लेंगे, मतलब एटलीस्ट इट विल ऑल्सो टेक 2 आवर्स. तो कल हम लोग आपका एंड यहाँ पे ना थ्योरीज बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. ठीक है, सो लर्निंग प्रोसेस के अराउंड वी हैव थ्योरीज. मोटिवेशन पे ऑलरेडी बहुत सारे, डेवलपमेंट पे हैं, ट्रेनिंग मेथोडोलॉजी आपका डिफरेंट आपका. ठीक है, so motivation, training and skill development, that is your module C. So tomorrow we will be targeting these 4 units. आपका targeting क्या, will be completing 4 units आपका. ठीक है, तो then आपका module D, then E. तो हर दिन एक यूनिट. module mock आपका and PDFs I have already uploaded. तो अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक डाउनलोड नहीं किया, प्लीज़ डू डाउनलोड दैट पर्टिकुलर वन, दैट विल हेल्प यू टू रिवाइज थिंग्स. एंड मॉड्यूल मॉक आप देख सकते हैं, मैंने सब फ्री सेक्शन में ऐड कर रखे हैं और पीडीएफ भी आपका ऑलरेडी अपलोडेड है. तो बढ़िया से आपका पढ़ते रहिए दोस्तों. देखो लास्ट वीक है, पूरा 1 महीना, 1.5 महीना, 2 महीने से आप लोग इतनी मेहनत किए हैं, तो लास्ट में कोई भी चांस नहीं लेना है. अगर मेरी तरफ से कोई हेल्प की रिक्वायरमेंट होगी तो आप मुझे टेलीग्राम पे पिंग कर सकते हैं, या बेटर कि अगर आप क्विक रिस्पॉन्स चाहते हैं तो ऐप पे मुझे अगर आप पिंग करेंगे तो मैं डेफिनेटली आपको रिवर्ट बैक कर दूँगा. ठीक है दोस्तों, तो आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं. ऑलराइट, तो थोड़ा हेलो हाई कर दिया करें यार आप लोग जब सेशन ज्वाइन करते हैं. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा बड़े सेशन में. और रूरल बैंकिंग ऑलरेडी स्टार्ट हो चुका है. और इसके अलावा आप लोगों की जो दोस्त हैं, अगर कोई आईटी, रिस्क मैनेजमेंट और सेंट्रल बैंकिंग के लिए जा रहे हैं, इफ़ दे नीड एनी हेल्प, लाइक मैंने एक्चुअली यूनिट वाइज क्वेश्चन बनाए हुए हैं डिटेल में, सेम स्टेटमेंट बेस एंड ऑल, तो आई हैव एडेड इन फ्री सेक्शन, यू कैन टेल देम और यू कैन कनेक्ट ऑन टेलीग्राम, सो आई विल हेल्प यू आउट. ऑलराइट, चलो, तो दिस इज इट फ्रॉम माई साइड. थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग दिस सेशन, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस सेशन. I'll see you tomorrow at same time 9 o'clock and we'll be continuing this particular discussion with module C. Okay, so bye bye, take care all, good night, thank you.